Hello everyone, this is Gear2x4 here and welcome back to another Minecraft vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Xeon JH-7A. Before we go ahead and jump into talking about this build a little bit more, I do want to go ahead and give a big thanks to Owen Brost for commissioning this build. If you're interested in commissioning a build for yourself, definitely feel free to reach out to me through my gear2x4@gmail.com email, where we can go ahead and discuss pricing and all that. It kind of varies depending on what you're looking for, so definitely feel free to reach out and we can get you hooked up with a request of a vehicle that you really want to see. With that though, let's go ahead and talk about the JH-7 a little bit. It's also known as the FBC-1 Flying Leopard. It's a Chinese tandem two-seat twin-engine fighter-bomber in service with the naval forces and also just the Army Air Force for China. So really awesome aircraft. It's a really thick aircraft. I don't really see how this is much of a fighter, if I'm being honest, due to its size. Definitely more of a Cold War-esque larger size aircraft compared to that of like the smaller fighters that are more nimble today. Very thick aircraft, so probably definitely more of a bomber role, but still a really cool aircraft nonetheless, and should make an awesome addition to your worlds if you're into Chinese military equipment. In addition to this build, we'll be having the landed version, which will have the landing gear deployed, and also the chute on the back, the drag chute. I'll also be showing or doing that in this tutorial, so if you are interested in those, we'll be doing those as well at the end of the video as a modification to the in-flight version. With that though, I do want to go and talk about a few things real quick. If you are on Java Edition, these two things are going to apply to you. For this build, we will be using a tool called the Debug Stick, which will allow us to modify block properties. And if you are also on here, we're going to be using invisible item frames, which will be an awesome tool for us to kind of help do some really nice details without having the whole item frame visible. So really nice tools, and those commands were popping up on screen throughout that, and they're also in the video description if you need them. With that though, let's go ahead and move into our first layer number 1. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer here of the build, we will actually be starting with layer number 3, as layer 3 is going to give us a better basis for the aircraft. A few things I want to go ahead and mention here real quick, the first being that I am using a resource pack, so my material is going to be a little bit different from what you guys will probably be using. If you're using my same resource pack, we will be using cobblestone for the main color of the aircraft. It's kind of this nice lighter gray color. However, if you are not using my resource pack, I would recommend probably just using stone for the build, so the normal stone, full block, stairs, slabs, and then using like your light gray stained glass panes, which will be the same as what we're doing, and then for the walls, probably using andesite walls would be best for going forward with the build. So just keep that in mind if you're on a vert or if you're using a different resource pack, and again, the resource pack will be linked down in the video description for those of you that are interested. With that though, we can go ahead and get started here. Now, if you do want to build the landed version of this aircraft, that's totally fine. Just I would recommend making sure that you take some time right now to make sure you build this the correct height off the ground. We're going to be building the in-flight version first, so we'll be going back at the end to add on the landing gear. So to begin with, you're going to want to make sure that your layer 3 here is basically 2 blocks up from the ground. So you have 1, 2, and it's on this third layer up from the ground layer. Very important, you want to make sure that's correct, because when we go back and add the landing gear, if you don't have it the correct height, it's not going to sit properly. So again, we have 2 blocks basically with space, and then on this third layer up from the ground, we have the start of layer 3 here. Now, what we're going to do here is after we have that block, our first block placed, we're going to place down our stone block here, or cobblestone. So again, throughout this build, I will refer to this block as stone. But just know that if you're using my resource pack, it's cobblestone. If you're using the normal one, it's regular stone. So we have our stone block here. We're going to place down an upside down piston and then a second piston. Now, instead of the pistons, if you're not in Java, I'd recommend probably using a cobblestone full block, or just a stone full block, and then a stone top slab like that going forward. For this front nose though, we're kind of making it a darker color, so you probably want to honestly use like polished blackstone would be pretty good. So polished blackstone full block and top slab like that to go ahead and kind of bring us to the front here for the nose. Then coming off this block here, we're going to place down another top slab like that, and then we're going to place down dark oak signs on both sides of this block here, and then a wither skeleton skull on both sides of this one. So this will start to form the tip of the nose here, and this is going to be the black kind of tip to the nose as well. Now, once that's all done, we're going to go ahead and take our stone. We're going to go ahead and go back with one more block, and then we're going to place down 2 light gray stained glass panes to the sides of those blocks. We're going to go ahead and then go back from the glass panes with a long row of cobblestone or stone walls. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 back. So I'm going to go and double check my work real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yep, we have 9, and then we're going to place down 9 full blocks on the inside here going along those walls. And on this side here, just the same thing. Your walls going all the way back. Then we're going to place down a row of 3 of stone across. And we're going to follow this with a second row. Then we have 3, 4, and after 4, we're going to go ahead and do 5, 6, and 7. And then 8, 9, and 10. So you have 10 rows of 3 going all the way across here. We're going to go ahead and then do a row of 5 of stone. So a row of 5 like that. And then we're going to take our cobblestone, or stone, and we're going to go ahead and go forward 3. And then we're going to take our light gray stained glass panes and go 1, 2, 3 glass panes forward as well. And then after we have that all finished there, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some iron trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of 5 of trapdoors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over here, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once that's done here on the back, we're going to go ahead and place down one more row of 5 of stone across. And then we want to go ahead and grab ourselves some andesite, or some sticky pistons, which will have this andesite texture in my resource pack. If you're on, using the resource pack, I'd recommend just using normal pistons for this. And instead of these pistons here, I would recommend using slabs, so either stone or whatever slabs instead if you're not on Java. So we're going to place down a upside down piston like this, and then 2 more back, so you have a total of 3 here. This first one here, we're going to place down 2 stone blocks out to the sides, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 3 of upside down pistons going back from those full blocks. Again, we can substitute those pistons out for slabs if you, again, don't have access to the debug stick. So it will look like this here on the back. We're going to go ahead and place down a slab that's going to be in the center here. So just a stone slab, whatever we've been using. And we want to go and then grab ourselves some polished andesite. And we're going to place down 1 and 2 polished andesite top sides back. 1, 2. 1 in the middle, and then 1 out to each side. And we're also going to go and grab an iron trapdoor, and we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the back here, just like this in the middle. Lastly, for the fuselage, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some polished deep slate, and we're going to place down a polished deep slate top side going back from the polished andesite. After that's all complete there, we're going to go ahead and grab some iron trapdoors, and on the sides of these 3 pistons here, or these 3 slabs, whichever you have, we're going to place down 3 iron trapdoors, and we'll use our debug stick here just to close them like so. And again, if you don't have the debug stick, you can use birchwood trapdoors as an alternative. We're going to go ahead and then go to this polished andesite slab. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor like this to the side, and then 2 more back, so you have a total of 3. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 4 that's going to stick up 1 forward from the previous row. Then starting on the second from front trapdoor, we're going to place down another row of 4 going back, then a row of 3, and then a row of 2. So it's going to create our horizontal stabilizers. And the same thing will be done over here on this side. So I'm going to do this a little bit quicker. So we have our 4, and then we have 4 again. And then we have 3, and then 2. So just like that there to go ahead and create the horizontal stabilizers there on the rear of the aircraft. Now, once that's all done, we're going to go ahead and get into a little bit more of a time-consuming process. Is going to be setting up our missiles and kind of the armament that we have loaded out here. Now, I don't know the exact specifics of the missiles that are currently on this aircraft, but they are based off of some screenshots or some missiles I was able to find loadouts actually on the aircraft itself. So that is what we have going on here, and that's what we have. So we have a variety of different missiles, probably a couple like 4 air-to-air missiles, and then probably some ground intended ones. So for our first one to start off with, we're going to be going ahead and going to this middle wall right here. We're going to build off of it. We're going to place down a direct wall. Now going back from the direct wall, or going forward from it rather, we're going to place down 2 and 3. So you have a total of 4 walls like that going forward. We're going to go ahead and grab our birchwood fence gates, and we're going to place down 3 fence gates forward. And we also want to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull that's going to be on the very tip here. We'll also use our debug stick, if you have it, to go ahead and right click these fence gates to kind of set them in the in-wall true so that they kind of lay even here and look real nice and flush there. On the back here, we're going to go ahead and place down a fence gate as well and have that opened up. And again, we'll use our debug stick here if you're on Java to go ahead and lower it down. Now, once that's all done, we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood sign that is going to be on the side of this second from last wall. So just like that. And if you're on Java here, we can also go ahead and place down a tripwire hook that's going to be to the side here. And we can use our debug stick here and rotate this around so that it comes off this wall like that. So that's going to be the first missile, and that's going to be located right there. The next one, we're going to go ahead and grab our stone brick wall, and we're going to go ahead and come off the andesite wall with a space of 1, and we're going to have our stone brick wall. So we're actually going to go ahead and move this wall forward 1. So it's going to look like this, and then we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. So you have a total of 4 going forward like that. Then after that's done, we're going to go and grab some skeleton skulls, and we're going to place down 2 skeleton skulls going forward like that for that missile there. And on the back here, we're going to go and grab some dark oak with fence gates and signs. We're going to place down a fence gate here, open it up toward this wall, and then we're going to place down a dark oak with sign on the inside, and then 2 over here on the outside. So it's going to look like that. And we're also going to go ahead and again right-click this fence gate with the debug stick to kind of set it down a little bit like so. And we can also place down some stone buttons coming off the side of these walls. Again, this will be using the debug stick for those of you on Java. So we're going to place down some blocks like this, stone buttons. We're going to left click the button until we get selected face. We'll set this to side, and then we'll go ahead and rotate them if necessary to come off the side of those walls. So that's going to be the next kind of missile we have set up there. And then the next one here is going to be pretty easy. We're going to go ahead and come off this sign right here with a fence gate. And we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 end rods that go back from that fence gate. And then we're going to place down a fence gate on the back here and open it up toward the front. Again, we'll use our debug stick here, set that fence gate in wall to true. And we're going to place down a skeleton skull coming off that fence gate, and you might need to edit it by going and using your debug stick again. And again, if you're on Java, we'll place down a tripwire hook on the side here and just rotate this around and have it come off the fence gate for some of the fins there for the missile. So a lot of stuff going on there for them. It's just going to basically create these missile designs here. And again, kind of time consuming, but definitely well worth it, I think, to create some really nice looking missiles. Now, for the last portion here, we're going to go off this fence gate 3 blocks, and then we're going to go ahead and go back 2 iron trapdoors. So just like that. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then back 2 from the 3rd block. So like that to both sides there. And once you have that done there, that's going to basically get this the missile set up. I'm not going to go ahead and do it again. It's pretty time consuming, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over to the other side. But again, you're going to take the same design and flip it over to the other side for the loadout. So once we have both sides flipped over, this is what we should get from the top-down view. Again, you can see your missiles on both sides here and all that. A lot of good detail in those, and they look really nice, especially when we get this thing fully built up around it. Anyways, though, that is going to conclude everything we have for layer number 3 of the build. We're going to drop down to layers 1 and 2 now. Moving into our next layers, we have layers 1 and 2. For these layers here, we're going to be going ahead and dropping down to the bottom of the front blocks here. We're going to go ahead and go to our second stone block, and we're going to place down a stone button on the bottom, followed by a second one, and then a lever like this on the bottom there for some detail. We're going to go ahead and then go back to this section here where our walls meet our full blocks, and we're going to go ahead and go below these and place down 2 stone stairs like this. We're going to go ahead and then place down another brick slab forward, and on the back here we're going to place down a skeleton skull that's going to be sitting on a block. So we're going to place down a block here on the ground, and then set the skeleton skull on top of the block. So like that. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing over here on this side as well. So again, this will be done to both sides like that. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and also place down an item frame on these 2 slabs, and then we're going to place down cobblestone or stone blocks in those item frames like that. And that's going to create this little these little front pods here. And the last thing here is to place down a row of 3 of iron trapdoors on the bottom of those blocks. So, or the slabs. So just like that, and that's going to finish that off there. And then we're going to go now move back to the larger fuel tank on the bottom. For the fuel tank, we're going to go ahead and start off by placing down a iron trapdoor that's going to go back from these skeleton skulls. So it's going to sit right there even with those. And then below it, we're going to place down another one so you have this kind of point here. We're going to go ahead and place down a slab of let's see, I can grab it right here. We're going to place down a slab of stone on the top here and on the bottom, so you have 2 slabs there. Across the very bottom here, we're going to be going ahead and using pistons again. I'd probably recommend slabs if you are, again, not on Java. We're going to have a total of 5 of these blocks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just like that. Across the bottom here, and again, I would recommend slabs if you are not on Java. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 5 walls across those 5 blocks. And then on the back here, we're going to place down a top slab here, half slab on top, another top slab, and then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a daylight detector. We'll place down a daylight detector, turn that to the night mode so it's that light bluish gray color, and then an iron trapdoor come off the slab and daylight detector back, and make sure you close that daylight detector if needed. We'll then take our debug stick here, and we can right click these pistons, get rid of that wood portion. Just make sure that you do replace the ground underneath here. Very important to do so. And then again, we'll right click those pistons, and you'll get that design there for the fuel tank there. Now, once that's done, going ahead and moving back to this section here, we do have our kind of stabilizers that stick down here. We're going to place down a row of glass panes, so 1, 2, 3, 4 across the bottom here. And we're going to do the same thing over here on this side. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that across. Below these, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 skeleton skulls coming off the 2 middle glass panes on the bottom here. And we're going to have these basically back to back. So they'll look like this on the bottom there. And actually, this forward one is going to be coming off this. So it's, imagine basically a block here. You're placing a skull off that, and then a skull off that one. And same thing, block here, skull coming off of it, and like that. So it is going to look like that there on the bottom of the those little winglets that stick down. Anyways, so that's going to be it for layers 1 and 2. So pretty straightforward stuff. And with that, we'll probably move on to layer number 3. The layers shouldn't be too long or anything like that as we go forward. There really isn't as much detail and stuff like that we have to do like we did for this previous couple layers. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into layer number 3. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our barrier blocks, and we're going to place down 2 barrier blocks that are going to, 3 barrier blocks are going to come off this narrow brick slab. And on the first 2, we're going to place down 2 of these polished blackstone buttons. And then we're going to place down a daylight detector and turn that to that night mode, just like that, directly behind it. Behind that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a piston. And this piston can be substituted for another brick stair. Basically just a dark colored stair here to go ahead and start rounding off the nose. And then behind this, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 nether brick full blocks like that to go ahead and start forming our nose. We'll place down dark oak wood signs on the sides of this piston or stair, whichever you have placed. And then we want to go ahead and grab ourselves some nether brick walls, place down both sides of this block, and then a black stained glass pane going forward from that like that to go ahead and create the front nose of our aircraft. Now, once that's all complete there, we're going to go ahead and take our stone, and we're going to go ahead and build a row of stone going back. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27, 28. And we're going to stop right there at 28 blocks. So again, we have 28 blocks. I'll go ahead and double check my count here just to make sure. But yeah, we have 28 blocks from the very top there going all the way back. Now on the very back, we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves some cobblestone or stone andesite walls, and we're just going to place down 2 walls going back like this. Now once that's done, we'll go ahead and grab some dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors along the sides here, and make sure we open those up like that to lay flat against the side of the walls. After that is all done, if you do want the engines turned on, we're going to go ahead and place down a orange stained glass block like that on both sides, and a shroom light directly behind it. If you want to have the engines look like they're turned off, you don't have to do anything too crazy. You can just place down a black concrete block instead of the glass there, and you can have the engines look like they're turned off. Anyways, though, when that's all done, we're going to take our stone and run it all the way from our shroom lights all the way back up here to near the front. So we're going to go ahead and go to this point, and once we get into our walls, we want to go ahead and go a total of 3 blocks on top of the walls. So we have 1, 2, 3, and it's going to basically create this like that. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 blocks like that going forward. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and switch back over to our walls, and we're going to place down a row of walls. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, so it's going to go all the way to the nether brick wall, and same thing on this side here. Once that's done there, we're going to go ahead and grab our iron trapdoors. We're going to place an iron trapdoor on the side of this wall to both sides. We'll use our debug stick here to close it, or you can use, again, a birchwood fence gate, or birchwood trapdoor would also work. And then we're going to take our iron trapdoors and we're going to build a row of 3 back. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll grab some black concrete. So there we go, and we'll place down a black concrete block like this. Now on the side of these 3 iron trapdoors and this black concrete block, we're going to place down, again, iron trapdoors and use our debug stick to close it. Again, you can use birchwood trapdoors as an alternative. We're going to place down a block of stone here, a item frame, and a black concrete block in the item frame, just like that. We'll then take our stone. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 stone blocks. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some polished andesite, stone brick, and some polished deep slate walls. And we're going to place down a polished andesite, stone brick, and polished deep slate wall along the side here. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did over on the air side over to here. So again, we'll place down our black concrete, our iron trapdoors, close them, and then we'll use our stone to build a line of stone all the way along the side here of the fuselage, back to this point, andesite, stone brick, and a polished deep slate wall like that. So that's going to form the back here. Moving on to our horizontal stabilizers, we're going to go ahead and place down a iron trapdoor on top of this space here. 2 daylight detectors back, turn those to the night mode, and then 2 more iron trapdoors back from that. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the front here, 2 more daylight detectors back, and then another iron trapdoor. And then for this section here, we're going to place down another iron trapdoor, daylight detector again, and then 2 more iron trapdoors back, and then just a row 3 and a row 2. So basically same thing over here on this side as well. I'll do this a little bit quicker, but yeah, it's the same thing on both sides here, as you can imagine, for the horizontal stabilizers. Just like that, and our horizontal stabilizers are done. Now, once that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and move to our wingtips, and we're going to place down iron trapdoors here on top of our 2 that we already set up previously. We then want to go ahead and place down a fence gate that is going to be right here. It's going to come off this iron trapdoor. Then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 end rods going forward, like that, and then another fence gate, and then a skeleton skull here on the tip. And once we have that all done there, we're going to place down a sign on the side here of this fence gate. And if you're on Java, we'll place a block like this here, and we're going to place down a sign that's going to come off this end rod, and we'll rotate this around so it comes off of that end rod. So it should look just like that there. And that's going to be the missile there on the edge. We're going to go ahead and take our daylight detectors. We're going to place down a total of 3 daylight detectors. So 2 come off these iron trapdoors here, if I can place them. And then 1 more forward. We're going to turn those to the night mode like that. We then want to go ahead and grab our stone, and we're going to build a row of 4 of stone going forward. And then we're going to go ahead and switch over to stairs, and we're going to place down a upside down stair that's going to come off the second from front stair. So like this, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 more stairs forward, so you have a total of 3, and then 2 top slabs of stone back. We then want to place down 2 iron trapdoors like this, a stone top slab here, then a red nether brick top slab, and then 2 more stone top slabs going forward. We're also going to place down 2 iron trapdoors, come off these 2 blocks just like that. And lastly for this, we'll grab ourselves some light gray stainless panes, and we're just going to place down a row of 3 of glass panes here. Just note, you may have the problem with the buttons. They might pop off those walls there, so you may have to go ahead and reset them if they do. So just keep that in mind for that. But anyways, we have that wing done. That's pretty much it. We're going to take the same thing and flip it over to the air side. So I'm going to go and do that real quick, and I'll show you guys the final result. And once we have both sides flipped over, this is what it should look like here for the top-down view. You can have your wing tips there, the whole fuselage done for this. And yeah, with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next one. Also, make sure that you don't forget the item frame right here on the side of the intakes with that black concrete block in it. Other than that, though, that's going to do it for this layer. Let's move on to our next, which will be layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to start with, we're going to place down a daylight detector that's going to go on top of this block here, turn that to the night mode, then another brick slab, and then we want to go ahead and place down a piston on top of that nether brick slab. You can also place down just a nether brick stair instead as an alternative. And then going back from that, we're going to place down 2 more nether brick full blocks like that for the front nose here. Now, with that done, we're going to take our black stained glass panes, and we're going to place down 2 glass panes on the sides of these nether brick blocks, just like that. As well as we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves wither skeleton skulls, and on the side of this block here, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull to both sides like that. And then we're going to place down a flower pot on top of this wall over here on the right side. And going forward from the flower pot, we're going to place down a lightning rod. So just like that. And that's going to form up the forward nose here. Now, once we're done with that, we're going to take our stone, and we're going to build a row of stone down the center here. So we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 stone blocks down the center here, and then 25 and 26. So it's going to be in line there with the intakes for the engines. We then want to place down a deep slate slab to both sides, and then we're going to place down 2 pistons going forward from those blocks. An alternative here to the pistons would probably be use polished andesite. I'd place down a slab and a full block instead as an alternative to the pistons there. We're going to go and then take our stone, and we're going to go ahead and build a row of stone forward again. So best way to do this is really to start with the front here first, and we're going to take our glass panes. We're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 glass panes back like that. Then we'll take our stone, and we're going to go ahead and run our stone back. This is going to be stairs. We're going to run 2 stairs back of stone, and then we're going to go ahead and run our full blocks all the way back until we connect up to our pistons here. And we're just going to do the same thing over here on this side as well. So just like that, and that's going to finish that off. Then we want to place down a iron trapdoor here on the side of these glass panes. Again, we'll use our debug stick here to close it, or use birch wood. And then we'll take our stone slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 3. That's going to go back from the iron trapdoor, so 1, 2, 3. And then a black concrete block. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, and black concrete. We'll also take our iron trapdoors, place 4 along the side here, and again, we'll use our debug stick to close it, or birchwood trapdoors as an alternative. Then we're going to place down a stone block here. This is going to be followed with an item frame and black concrete block in the item frame, so just like we did from the previous layer, again, right there. After that is all done there, we're going to take our stone, and we're going to go back from this block that we already have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then a stone stair, and then a polished andesite slab like that going back. So that's going to bring it back there for the engines. And we're going to do the same thing over here on this side as well. So it's going to go back like that. Just have our stair and our slab to finish it off. And we'll also go ahead and grab a skeleton skull, and we'll place down a skeleton skull here on top of those walls. So like that, bringing it toward the back there. Once that's all done, that's pretty much it for the fuselage. We'll go ahead and work our way now into the wings. For the wings here, we'll be going ahead and starting with our pistons, and we're going to place down a row of, or an upside down piston that's going to come off the, first actually, we're going to place down a top slab that's going to be coming off the third cobblestone or stone block from this black concrete. It's on the side there, so we have that top slab. We're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For a total of 6 there, and then we're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors after that. We then want to go ahead and grab our sticky pistons in my share pack, or in my resource pack. In normal, it's just going to be regular pistons. We're going to place down a upside down piston here, I would recommend probably using full blocks, or yeah, probably full blocks as an alternative, but we're going to place down a total of 5 upside down pistons and then 2 slabs back. We're going to go then go off this piston here. The second one, we're going to place down a slab like so. And we then want to go ahead and... So real quick before we continue on, I want to go ahead and real quickly extend this top slab forward by 1, and this one down here, we're going to go ahead and also place down another upside down piston. We're going to go ahead and also place down another slab going forward, so that should bring us to where we need to be. But anyways, after that slab there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some red nether brick. We're going to place down red nether brick, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 slabs back like so. We're going to go ahead and then place down another slab here on the front, which actually will be started with a daylight detector. So daylight detector, slab, and then another red nether brick slab. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 stone slabs back. Then we'll grab ourselves some iron trapdoors and some mangrove trapdoors. We're going to place down a mangrove trapdoor like this, and then iron trapdoors along the row on both sides. So that's going to form up the wings there. And we're going to take that same design there and flip it over to the other side. So I'm going to go and do that real quick, and I'll show you guys the final result. So went ahead and flipped the other wing over. So this is what that should look like. And here's a top-down view of what it should look like for the top-down view of what we have done here for layer number 5. Also, last kind of touch up here, we're going to place down 3 item frames along these glass panes here. And on the first item frame, we're going to place down a red concrete block kind of rotated so it's like a diamond shape, a yellow bed sideways, and then another red concrete block that is going to be kind of like a diamond shape like that to form like the warnings and like ejection markers and just stuff like that on the side here of the fuselage below the cockpit. But right there's going to finish that all off for layer number 5 of the build, and with that we'll be going ahead and moving on to layer number 6. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 here to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go ahead and take our nether brick. We're going to place down a nether brick slab on top of this block here, and then we're going to place down 4 full blocks going back from it like that. We'll come back to this here in a second. For the time being, we're going to leave it alone, but we will have some banners that we'll have to do for the cockpit canopy a little bit later. We're going to place down 2 more stone blocks back. This first block here, we're going to have a item frame and then a yellow bed in the item frame. Again, just rotate that yellow bed sideways like so. We're going to go then place down a smooth quartz block. This is going to be followed by 2 pistons like so. I'd probably recommend, instead of using pistons, as an alternative, to place down a stone full block and then a stone slab would be a good alternative. We're going to go then place down 2 smooth quartz, and then we're going to take our cobblestone and we're going to go ahead and, or our stone, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slabs back, and then we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full blocks of stone back, and that is going to form kind of the center spine there of the aircraft. Now once that's all complete, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some light gray carpet as well as some iron trap doors. We're going to start off with placing down light gray carpet. We're going to place down 1, 2 light gray carpet right here, and then we'll place down a row of iron trap doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 iron trap doors back. We're going to go ahead and go back up to the front here. We're going to go ahead and go to the third from front trapdoor on the inside here, and we're going to build this along here as well and go 1 more past the previous row. And then we'll take our polished black stone buttons, and we're just going to place down 2 buttons like this that go back on the inside here, and we're just going to do the same thing over on this side. So real simple stuff, just kind of building the top here and getting everything set up to finish this build off with just the vertical stabilizer. So that's going to finish that off there for all of that. And then we're also going to take our carpets, and again, we're going to start from the second slab here and place down light gray carpets all the way along the top of the blocks here. So just like that. And after that is all done right there, that's going to basically complete what we have, and we're going to go and jump in now to talk a little bit about the banners. Now the banners here, I feel they're pretty straightforward. I can walk you guys through them without actually making them in the loom. But our first set of banners here, we're going to go ahead and take a black banner. We're going to split it in half with light gray dye on the bottom of both banners. And then we want to do a diagonal line that's going to be splitting this banner in half. It's going to be what's going to go diagonal to the right corner. So from left to right, and it's going to be that triangle. for one banner, and then from top left to bottom right. So you'll be using these banners. You're going to place them on both sides. So the gray diagonal there is facing back, and this will be on both sides there on the rear portion of the cockpit canopy. The next banners we have to make here are going to be these two banners, and real simply, all they are is two black banners. We're going to do a line of light gray dye across the bottom third of the banner, so you're not splitting the banner directly in half, but just the lower portion of it. And then we're going to go ahead and do a diagonal line like this, but make sure it's only the diagonal. It's not filling this whole space in below it. So we're going to have one that goes from bottom left to top right, and from top left to bottom right. So it should look like that there. And then we'll place these banners here on these two full blocks, and we want to have them facing toward each other to form like a bit of a triangle. And same thing is going to be done on this side as well, and you'll have those banners complete. Now also from a few layers ago, we do have these banners here on the side of the aircraft to represent the aircraft numbering. Again, straightforward for these. I went ahead and took a light gray banner, did a yellow dye for the brick pattern. Then I did a light gray dye across the lower third of the banner, and then a light gray border, and I created this banner here. And these are going to be placed on these three walls here for the numbering. You could also do normal numbers if you really wanted to. However, these are a little bit more size accurate to how they are in proportion to the side of the aircraft. So again, it's kind of up to you in terms of what you want to do for it. But that right there is going to wrap up everything we have for that. And with that, we can go ahead and move into probably our last layers of the build, which will be just focused on doing mainly the vertical stabilizer. So with that, let's move into our last final layers. Moving into our final layers, we have layers 7 through 12. For these layers here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down our two daylight detectors here on top. We'll go ahead and turn those to the night mode like that. So they're going to be on the middle two nether brick blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and then behind that an iron trapdoor, then a diorite wall. And that is going to basically form what we need to do for the front cockpit canopy, and the rest of our work here is going to be on the rear vertical stabilizer. We're going to place down a wall of stone right here, and then 3 red nether brick walls back, and an item frame on both sides of the middle one. Then we want to place down a stone wall back, and a second stone wall just like that. Going up from this, we're going to place down another stone wall here. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a total of 5. Up again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a light gray stained glass paint on the back. And then again, up 1. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then up again, we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2. And then we'll take some skeleton skulls. We'll place down a skeleton skull here. And also one on the very top there like that to go ahead and form the vertical stabilizer. And at this point in the build, we'll go ahead and then just take our debug stick, and we're going to go ahead and go to all of our pistons, and we're just going to go ahead and right click them. So what it's going to do is it's going to get rid of that wood portion there, and we'll basically start to bring all this build together. Also, I did just notice here that we do need to do the pylons for this section here. So we're going to take our light gray stained glass panes and just place them down on top here. Just like that, and they're going to go all the way to this forward one. So light gray stainless panes there for the pylons, and I also had iron trapdoors on the side of these as well. So again, we'll just kind of close those like that, and that'll be it for the pylons. So you'll do the same thing over here on this side. So just make sure you get that added on, because then you'll have a missile here that's floating magically without any reason. So go ahead and get that added on to both sides. So just like that. And once that's all done there, that is going to wrap that up. And we'll again just take our debug stick here and finish off all of our blocks here. So just like that, pistons in the front here as well, and we'll pretty much be good to go. So now when you look at it, you have basically some really smooth edges to it. Everything's looking real nice, clean, and crisp, and that's how we want it. So that is going to complete the in-flight version here for the JH-7, and with that, we're going to go ahead and now move into the landing gear for the aircraft, so for those of you that are interested. Alright guys, so moving into the landing gear for the aircraft, we're going to go ahead and start off by going down to the bottom here. Right after this lever, we're going to place down a birchwood fence post like this that drops down, and then a fence gate, and we're going to open this fence gate here toward the front. We then want to go ahead and place down a block right here. And if you're on Java, we're going to go ahead and place down a tripwire hook coming off the side of this block. We'll use our debug stick here to rotate it around and connect it up to that fence gate, so it'll look like this. We then want to go ahead and grab some dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor to both sides of this fence gate here, and that's going to make your front wheel. Then we're going to take some iron trapdoors, and on the bottom of these 3 walls, we're just going to place down iron trapdoors to both sides there, like so. And if you wanted to as well, you could break the inside up in here, place some iron trapdoors, so kind of create a little bit of a wheel well type design. And we can also break that one as well and just bring the fence post all the way up, so you can get a little bit more of a look like a completed wheel well up in the front there. But that's going to be it for the front wheel. And if you're on Java, we'll also throw an item frame here on this block. So we'll use the invisible ones, but you'll place down an item frame and then a snowball. So again, I'd recommend the invisible ones. I don't have them in my hand real quick at this time, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a normal one, but try to use an invisible one if you can. With that though, that's it for the front gear. Let's go ahead and move on to the rear. So going ahead and move it into our rear landing gear. We're going to be going ahead and start off by going down to this section down in here. And what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and start off by going to these walls right here. And we're going to build a row of walls along the side of these. So with stairs, so we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stairs, just like that. Now what we're going to do next is, actually sorry, it's going to be 4 stairs. What's next is we're going to break the glass panes right here in this wall, and we're also going to break these full blocks like that right on top of these stairs. In this space right here, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick upside down stair, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick wall. That's going to come off this stair, go down at an angle like that. And on the bottom of this stone brick wall, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull. So it will be like that. And then behind this, we're going to place down a fence gate. So you have a fence gate directly behind it. Now we're going to go ahead and then place down a polished blackstone wall to both sides and a second wall back. On top of these walls, we're going to go ahead and place down wither skeleton skulls. So like that. And that is going to basically start to form up your wheels there for the back here. Now we're also going to go ahead and grab ourselves some end rods. So I think we have one right over here on the missile, so it'll be easier. We're going to place down an end rod here, and then 2 end rods right in that space. We'll also grab an anvil, and we're going to place down an anvil right there in that section like that. Then taking our cobblestone stairs, or just our normal stairs, we're going to place down a stair. That's going to be coming off the back of this stone brick stair. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 of stone top slabs going forward, just like that. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and just place down another end rod that goes down from that stair like so. And you'll take that same design and copy it over to the other side. So I'll show you guys here what that looks like once you have both sides copied over. And once we have the other side copied over, you'll have your landing gear complete. So you'll have something that looks like this here with your landing gear on the back, front landing gear, and all good to go. So that is going to complete the landed version for the JH-7, and overall that's going to complete the tutorial for the landed in-flight versions. If you guys are interested in also having the drag chute on the aircraft, I will be linking my Planet Minecraft down in the comments. So take a look at the pinned comment. You can download the build from there, but you can also take a look at the drag chute. So if you do want to add the drag chute on yourself, you can definitely get that. I will not be doing that in this tutorial, but it is available for you all to enjoy on my Planet Minecraft. With that though, that's going to wrap up this tutorial. Again, a big thanks to Owen Brost for commissioning this build, and if you are interested in commissioning a build for yourself, head on over to my email, garrett2by4@gmail.com, and send me over an email, and we can go ahead and work out the pricing and get you a commission build. But with that though, thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2by4, and I'll see you guys next time.